Gonna do a quick spoiler review here of The Boys episode 5. It's a little bit late for me. I've already watched all of The Bear. You'll be able to see that review on the channel here for season 3. But let's talk about The Boys season 4 episode 5. And I, for one, have been talking about how much I've not been fully enjoying some of these external boys storylines, whether it be Kimiko, Frenchie. Starlight was kind of interesting last episode, but they didn't build much on it here. And Huey's kind of side story quests. And while we did get maybe some closure and some good moments between Huey and his mom this episode, I again asked the question of, was this type of story for him needed this season, or is it more like filler? Obviously, we're getting the next step of Frenchie's at the end, where he turns himself into the cops saying that he's murdered multiple people. We'll see where that goes. But, Kimiko and Starlight are both kind of on their own right now, having their own issues, and just being internally frustrated and working with each other. So, the fact that this episode highlighted a lot more of that, compared to, I felt like, the brilliance that we're getting on the, Seven side with both Sister Sage, Homelander, and Ryan, left me a little disappointed, but there are some great things to think about this episode. One, we got the return of Giancarlo Esposito as Stan Edgar, and now knowing that Victoria Newman is taking him back in, don't think he's getting his head popped there. It'll be interesting to see what his character does moving forward, because I don't think she's going to fully be on the side of Homelander, per se. I love the work of Butcher now kind of being so desperate and doing some things that he captured the Vought scientist, hoping to remake the virus that potentially had just been taken out of. Again, great storyline, and I think you even get a little bit of a hint of what's coming up in Butcher, what may be inside of Butcher right now. Still no answers on what happened during last week's episode that killed Ezekiel in the trailer with Butcher, but sorry, it is over 2 a.m. for me, so it's been a long evening, but maybe we'll get that as a foreshadowing. Maybe is Butcher going to make it through this season? Is Butcher going to pass away this season? Put that in the comments down below what you think. But yeah, I did like the Homelander stuff. I like how he's approaching Ryan. I mean, when I say like, I said it fits his character. It's an interesting angle, and you definitely see the negative influence he's having with Ryan, with how he was solving this obviously bad situation where somebody was using his power to hit on a younger attractive woman, per se, and Ryan treating it, ending up like, hey, you do what I say. He kind of still had that Homelander in him of like, you should have to listen to me, and I'm actually, doing good here. And obviously, Ashley and A-Train had a deal that sacrificed the being, and Sage is kind of on the A-Train, and again, there wasn't as much as Sage's episode I like. I like how Sage is always ahead. I did appreciate Firecracker having confronted her, being like, hey, you can't just set me up like a chess piece. I will come after you next time. Which I think shows Sage's understanding of what she could get away with and what she can't in the future. And I do like the idea of Firecracker, standing up even though she is a terrible person. Like, don't get us wrong, but stepping up for herself and realize, being smarter than what she appears. But yeah, it was a decently okay episode of The Boys. Nothing I would say too great. Some memorable visuals, whether it be, Huey's dad now on V before he likely passes away here at the end, or the sheep or the chicken that are souped up. Definitely moments that are visually great, but for me, I do feel kind of the story element is missing. And again, I'm not a fan of The Boys having all these major kind of conflict moments that's taking them apart from each other. And I'm waiting more for Jeffrey D. Morgan's character to get more involved. But tell me your thoughts on The Boys Season 4, Episode 5 in the comments down below. Like and subscribe for content like the Bear season review I just did, House of the Dragon reviews, big movie reviews coming out, and, continual coverage of The Boys. But I will see you later. I'm going to go get some sleep because I am tired. But I wish you guys all a great night. And yeah, that's The Boys.